up, YouTube? I hope you all are having an awesome start to the weekend and have some fun plans. Speaking of fun, I am, as you can see, going on a nice ride this morning, and that's going to be some fun. And got a few things I'll be talking about this morning, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So turn you all back on soon. Cue the intro. Alright guys, I am back. Let me talk to you a little bit about my new shiny, my Soundstream V2 radio that I put in my bike here. I think I've had it probably about a month now, and so far so good. I absolutely love it. First off, the sun is in my back, and look, you can still see how big this screen is, and it covers essentially bezel to bezel on this thing. So it's a nice large screen, definitely bigger than the Boom GTS screen that I had on here previously. And also the brightness, no washout from the sun. This thing is super bright, which I like a lot. And so let me rewind a little bit here. What brought me to this whole radio dilemma ordeal? So I had the Boom GTS, of course, that came with the bike. And granted, that's not a bad radio at all, but there was some features that I absolutely have to have that radio just was very inconsistent with. And the biggest one for me was Apple CarPlay. I like CarPlay a lot. I use it probably absolutely in every vehicle that I get in. I'm using CarPlay, if for no other reason, for Waze. And I love having Waze while I'm riding, because you know, you can get those alerts if there's an object in the road, if there's some animals on the side of the road that somebody's reported, police up ahead, an accident, anything like that. You can get those Waze alerts, which I love when I'm riding, whether I'm in my car or on my bike. And so with the Boom GTS, I ran into issues left and right on having reliable CarPlay. Sometimes it will come up, sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it will stay up while I was riding, sometimes it would just completely disconnect and I couldn't get it back on. And so that's an absolute pain in the ass when you're wanting to have reliable audio. And then speaking of audio, even running my music, once CarPlay disconnected, then I would lose my music. So yeah, that started to become a pain. Another issue I had with the Boom GTS was you have to have Harley Davidson branded Cenas on that thing, and you know, and I just don't get it. Why didn't they not make that radio compatible with whatever headset you want to use? You should be able to use it on there, whichever one. And granted, you can use others on it, but then you're going to have crappy sound. You're not going to have stereo sound, and that's just not going to work for me. Another issue, which is probably the biggest CarPlay hiccup with the Boom GTS, is the WIM. So I did have a WIM on this bike, and same thing with it. It's not a reliable system when it comes down to connecting your wireless headset, and that's just my experience with it since I've had it. So finally got frustrated and got tired of it, and I started doing some research. I was like, I've got to come up with a better solution. So I went the flash route. I found a audio dealer who did the Techno Research Flash, and that works well, but it means that you have to have your what do you call it, all of your music and stuff playing outside the bike. I couldn't get my headset to connect anymore, so that became a pain. Or what would happen is I can get my navigation to play, or I can play my music through my phone in the headset, but then my navigation is playing out loud on the bike. I do a lot of custom routes. I very rarely go straight to point A to B type of riding. I like to hit back roads. I like to take curvy roads. I like to build my own route. I like to explore different roads that I've hadn't ridden before. So it's kind of tough when, despite all the speakers I have on this bike, it's tough when you're trying to navigate and you've got your music playing in your ear, and then you've got your GPS playing in the speakers, and it's just very easy to miss something. So that became a pain. So ultimately, I was doing some research and I found the Soundstream V2. And this radio checks every single block that I want from a audio standpoint when it comes to my bike. First of all, integrated CarPlay. I don't have to rely on a whim. I don't have to worry about my headset disconnecting. I can have any headset I want to use. I'm running a Cardo Pack Talk Edge, which I love. This is a very good comm unit, and it sounds great with this radio. No problems, zero. Really, really like it. CarPlay, it works. It works like it's supposed to work. I found En Route, which I have up now. This is the navigation that I'm using. It's one of those ones where you can build your own route. It works very, very well. It's very intuitive with the phone if you want to make a route just on your phone. I like it a lot. It pulls up big. It gives me all the information. It runs Apple Maps, so it's reliable in regards to where you're going and your navigation. Really, really like it. One of the things with Harley Ride Planner, which I did like that, don't get me wrong, but it was very finicky with the wave points. You had to make sure that the wave points were exactly perfect on your map, and then every now and then you would get some hiccups with it, whereas with this En Route, no issues whatsoever, none at all. I really like it. In addition to En Route, you can play Waze in the background. So what I do is, before I start riding my route, I start Waze first, and then I pull up the route that I'm going to be riding. And so what happens is Waze will play in the background, give me all the alerts that I want, and then this will essentially do the navigating for me. Now, En Route does give you weather alerts. It will give you traffic alerts also, but it doesn't have that social user influence of being able to report things, which I like that Waze provides. We're gonna take a quick stop right here, and then I'll pick back up here shortly, guys. guys, picking back up. I just made a quick stop for some gas and got some Powerade because it is getting warm out here. So what were we talking about? I guess navigation and stuff. But yeah, Harley's a ride planner. It can be finicky. You know, it'll get you to where you need to be, but you can encounter some issues with it if you don't pay attention to some of the closer details of building a route and whatnot. And for me, making routes and kind of having your own custom route is some of the fun of riding, which I enjoy. So yeah, the Boom GTS just wasn't for me. So then as I started getting closer to purchasing the Soundstream, I hopped on a couple of the forums. Guys who had it all seemed to enjoy it. They had good things to say about it. They're always doing some updates as far as if there's any bugs or anything like that. So at that point I was completely sold on it, and I went on ahead and bought the unit. When you buy the unit, you get the radio, and then you get the Maestro, which is for your thumb controls and whatnot. Altogether, it's I think it was just under $2,000. Now, with that being said, one of the biggest complaints I've seen with this radio is people are always saying $2,000 for a radio. That's really expensive. I mean, that's everything that I've been reading. But here's the deal. For one, I didn't think it was expensive. That's just me. But two, the Boom GTS radio alone is $2,000. And if you're like me and you like to use a headset, which I use my headset pretty much 100% of the time. I like all my music coming through my headset, and I like all of my navigation coming through the headset. So everything I want to come in my helmet to where I can hear it clearly and have a good understanding of what's going on. So once you add the WIM, I think the WIM is another $400. I'm not a math major, but that right there is about $2,400 for the Harley Boom GTS and WIM. And oh, by the way, you may or may not get CarPlay. And oh, by the way, you're going to be stuck using Harley Davidson brand Cenas. So yeah. So for me, the logic was pretty simple at that point. I was like, well, let's go ahead and get a better radio in here that's going to meet my needs. And yeah, I've been happy with it so far. No issues. Outside of CarPlay, you still get all of the bike's info. And let's see here if I can pull up some of this stuff real quick. I'm going to be using the thumb controls. Here's the navigation, the built-in nav right here. I don't use it. I haven't really messed with it, but it's there if you need it. You got the radio that's pulled up. I don't know how well you guys can see this stuff, but we're going to try it. The gauges, these gauges are customizable. Right now I have my miles per gallon, I've got intake temperature, I've got my RPMs, and then I've got my excuse me, I've got my speed right in the middle there. Oh, there we've got some good sun glare. Now a lot of this sun glare is coming off of my gauges right here, so there's probably no way you guys can see this right now. But one thing I noticed with the speed is that the speed cuts off at about 75, and it looks like in the middle where it displays your actual digital speed that you're going, that will probably go higher. But the little tachometer deal that's there, it cuts off at 75. They could have extended that out. They know these Harleys do well above 120. I didn't know how they didn't put that on there. Harleys are fast bikes, but anyway, we'll keep that between us. What else? This is probably a bad time to do this part. We got the bike info. It's going to show me all of my tire pressure monitoring. So I've got my tire pressure, I've got my voltage, all of that stuff that I had with what do you call it? All the stuff that I had with the Boom GTS, and more stuff to it. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. CarPlay's back up now. Yeah, so it's all good. What else with this thing? I think that is about it as far as the radio goes, but I like it. I bought it from Volunteer Audio, and the nice thing about Volunteer Audio is when you buy the radio from them, they will go ahead and they'll program it. They'll do all the updates and all that other good stuff, so you have it basically fresh out the box with all updates once you put it in the bike. So that was good. I didn't have to worry about installing it and then doing updates and all of that stuff. Oh, speaking of the install super simple. Plug and play, guys. It was absolutely plug and play. All I had to do was take my fairing off, take the old radio out, put the new one in, and everything just popped right into place where it's supposed to. No issues there whatsoever. Super easy. So if you're on the verge of getting a new radio, if you're tired of the one that you have and you're looking at something different, I would say give the Soundstream V2 some research, and I think you will really like it. Other than that, it is a beautiful day to be out riding the bike. I've got about an hour left to go before I get to my destination, and so I'm just gonna kick back, listen to some tunes, and enjoy the ride.